Hey everybody, it's the man, Mr. KP. So, on my little 10-minute rant today, it's going to deal with a video I had come across in the last couple of days, and it stuck out to me a little bit. And it was amazing. The video itself had it of a guy coming home from a long day of working, and he finds that his old lady is not in any condition trying to cook for him. He comes home, like I said, after working over 12 hours, 13 specifically is what he said, to find his wife just pretty much sitting in the living room, well, not living room, in the kitchen, standing up, reverse that, and eating some leftover pizza. She didn't have the consideration of even leaving him the big slice or slices. As he reasonably and justifiably asked her why she did not prepare him a meal, especially she's been home all day. She nonchalantly told him, "Why did you not just stop at the store and get you something to eat?" He, like I said earlier, justifiably repeated himself, "Why should I have to stop and grab something to eat when I've been at work providing for this family, and yet you don't even take the time," which would probably been, if she cooked a decent meal, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. That's like a steak, string beans, mashed potatoes. You know, if she was going to be on the cheap side, 15, 20 minutes, some hamburger helper or something, some form of like broccoli or something, get his veggies on, or even worse, throw something in the microwave, like a TV dinner. He wasn't even good enough to get a Swanson. She just pretty much gave him the feeling like you should have just stopped at McDonald's or Kentucky Fried Chicken and grabbed you something to eat, instead of having this expectation of me preparing you a meal, even though I am your wife. So this wasn't his girlfriend. This wasn't his chick he just started dating. No, this was his wife, of whom they mentioned have children together. Children. Now, when he told her about his expectations not being that great, why could she not have just prepared him something to eat? And he explained he'd been at work all day and how he's been providing for the house, paying for this, paying for that, as he's knowing that's his responsibility as the husband of the house and the father for the children that they share together. She just said back to him in such a cavalier way, "Well, that's what you're supposed to do." As though he's a dog, a big ox just going out there into the field, pulling the darn, tilling the land, not to see no type of benefit, not to see any type of, gift for his hard work, which would have been a hot home cooked meal. And then when he tried to put it back on her, then that if that's his duties as the husband, as the man of the house, to work and provide for the family, her duties would also be that she being the wife, her cooking for him. But she, once again, tried to skirt that responsibility and accountability in so many ways by telling him, well, you know, I've got my stuff I got to do. You can't just think about yourself all the time, trying to push it on him as being selfish and inconsiderate. But remind you, he was the one coming home from a 12, 13-hour shift while she was the one at home all day. She was wearing her bonnet, for God's sakes. Like, she watched a couple episodes of Maury and her favorite soap opera. When I watched the video, I was, like I said, shocked and appalled. But then I came to this realization. The blame isn't entirely hers. Half of the blame relies on him. Yes, he's at fault because he chose to make her his wife. This man probably had a decent amount of suitors, or women in his past that he came across that he probably could have married and probably would have had a hot home cooked meal on the table when he got there. Would have gave him a phone call saying, baby, what you want me to make you? Baby, how's your day going at work? Giving him an inside scoop about what's going on in the house with the kids. Instead, he also mentioned how she doesn't even give him an inspirational check-in call to see how he's doing, see how his mind's going, see if work has been doing decent today. Because you know how you at work some days, you be going through a very stressful situation. You wish you had somebody you could talk to for 5 minutes and try to relieve some of that anger and frustration. But no, she never did one of those check-in calls. The man could have had a heart attack on the floor at his place of work, and she would not even cared. But like I said, the fault really is not just hers, it's his. He chose this woman because he didn't properly vet her to verify if she met the criteria and had met the factors and had the traits of being a wife. And this brings me to the ending of my argument of saying being a wife is not a title given or identity seen type of thing. It is a character being trait. Either you are or you aren't. Simple and plain. A lot of folks don't want to hear that. But let's put it to professional sports. Some people can play in the NFL at a high level and stay there for countless years, make a productive career. And others will just play in the minor leagues if they're good enough to play there. A lot of women think they are wife quality, but when you watch this video, I ask any woman, does she feel sympathy more for the woman or for the man? And the reason why I say that is this. If you feel more sympathy for the woman, that proves you are that woman who's not wifely. You're not a caretaker. You're not a nurturer. You're not thoughtful. You're not considerate. You're selfish. You're manipulative. You feel entitled. As she felt, when she told him, you're supposed to provide. You're supposed to do those things. You're supposed to pay the bills. Well, as he should have said back to her, well, you're supposed to have me a nice plate of food prepared, showing me that you thought of me while I was at work for those 12 hours. But no, she did not. Which shows that she still has a childish mentality, a little girl spoiled mentality, which means that she was never made to be a wife. She was never taught or trained by anyone in her life, mother, aunt, grandmother, any woman figure, of what it takes to be a wife for a man. And this, unfortunately, this brother right here didn't do the proper job of vetting her, meaning he might not have been taught of what to do, the test, the certain things you look for to determine if that woman is, well, like they say in a good book, who findeth a good wife, who findeth a wife, findeth a good thing. He didn't find that. What reason he decided to put a ring on her finger, I don't know. But this be a lesson to all you out there. Having just a desire to marry a woman based on what she does in the bedroom can have some negative outcomes down the line. meaning you coming home from a hard day's work and you not even getting a Swanson TV dinner prepared for you. Mr. KP, I'll holler at y'all later on.